Hi everyone, so I wanted to show you my bags which are packed for the hospital. So I have a Hello Kitty TikTok Be Prepared which is packed for me, and I have a Groovy Gardens Packabe, so an older style bag in an old print, which is packed for the baby. Now just to be very clear from the beginning, I'm actually planning a home birth, but you still need a bag packed just in case you have to transfer to hospital or anything. But also, my other two have been born at home as well, and actually having the bag packed made it really easy, even at home after they were born, to find all the essentials that we were going to need because everything was in one place. So I just thought I'd run through them, partly because these are essentially the kind of bare minimum for what you need for hospital. So if you're not sure what kind of things to include, this pretty much covers all of it. The reason for that is because in reality, if I need to transfer to hospital, it's because probably something's gone wrong, sadly. So what I have in here is I don't have things like my iPod and a magazine and essential oils and stuff like that, because really they're not going to matter at that point. And if everything's going well, it will all be at home and they'll be up on the counter handy for wherever we need them. So this is just the kind of bare bones of what you would need to take with you to hospital. I'm going to start with my bag just so I can move this one out of the way so that we have a bit more room. Okay, so as I said, this is a Be Prepared, which is the biggest changing bag, and it's in the Hello Kitty TikTok print, which is so pretty, but I've got to be honest, it was the lining colour that sold me. There is actually at this point still quite a bit of space in this bag, so there's other bits and pieces that can get put in here, and actually would get put in here at the last minute if we needed them. The first thing I'm just going to start with is I have some bottles of water on the sides, so I'm just going to take those out, and that's everything on the sides of this bag. There's quite a lot that goes in the front of these bags before you even get into the main bit, because there are so many sections. So I'm going to show you these. This front bit at the moment is pretty empty because this is where I have prepped my husband to throw a couple of bits and pieces at the last minute if we need to go in. So for example, I have a wash bag packed just in case, and this would go in the front bit here. But the things that are definitely ready to go in here is a Milton hand sanitizer, some Milton antibacterial surface wipes. I really recommend taking these if you have to go into hospital. Even if you're going in actually before the birth or anything like that, the surfaces are sometimes not that clean, nor are the bathroom facilities, so it's really handy to have something you can give it a good clean with. There's nothing in there for now. Just a few little essentials. I have some blotting papers. Hospitals are often really warm, especially birth units, so you can end up getting a bit shiny. A range of hairbands just in case they go missing. Well, I say a range, they're all the same, but several. And some Vaseline. And then up here, it looks like there is something. What's this? Oh, right, those are the phone numbers of family members, in case we need to call them for childcare for my eldest two, but also hopefully at the end to be giving them some good news, because if we've gone into hospital and we've forgotten phones or whatever, they're just in there ready. Okay, in this front bit there's currently nothing, but this is where my hospital notes and my maternity notes would get shoved, and they actually fit in there. As you can see, I've got the tote straps tucked away. I tend not to use tote straps. Okay, if I spin this around to the back, so on the back here you have a really good changing pad pocket. I don't need the changing pad with this bag, so in here I have a pair of slippers. I really, again, recommend taking slippers into hospital with you, because you're not going to want to be messing around putting your shoes on all the time. But they probably won't let you walk around in socks or anything. So also the floors, again, are not necessarily clean, so make sure you've got a pair of slippers. And if you are going to be in there and using the showers, a pair of flip-flops is a great idea as well. I've not put mine in yet. I also have a decent sized carrier bag for throwing dirty clothes in at the end. Okay, so if I now just show you what's in the main section. Oh, it's the shoulder strap in the way. By the way, I'm sure you've all seen a Hello Kitty bag by now, but if you haven't, some of the hardware on them is absolutely lovely. Like these bows for the straps to attach to. Hello Kitty bows, and the Hello Kitty zipper pulls. Okay, so let's have a look inside. Now the Be Prepareds are great because they zip down so far, and then they have these gussets so it doesn't all just fall out and fall open. You also have this front flap which you can actually tuck in to the front pocket, which means you can get it nicely out of the way. So the first thing is there is a slip pocket on the front here, and I have a whole pack of maternity pads in there. There's actually then 2 mesh pockets on the front. I don't know if you can see those. There we go. There's nothing in those at the moment. So again, if I need to store anything on the way in quickly, or if somebody brings me anything that I need in hospital that I then need to bring home, there's some space in there. Okay, over here I have a Hello Kitty fuel cell. Oops, I thought I'd lost this the other day. I completely forgot I'd already packed it. And in here I just have snacks and a couple of cartons of juice and some apple puree, some of these Belvita biscuits because I find they're really good for energy, some oat bars, and a couple of bags of mini cheddars. So actually those snacks are theoretically for me and my husband, because I think everyone tells you to bring snacks for you, but there's often you and a birthing partner there, and they get peckish too. So anyway, so there's some snacks. Okay, I have on the front here some pyjamas, so I have some pyjama bottoms. I have, this is actually just an oversized nightie, but it unbuttons all the way down the front, so I thought that'd be really useful for feeding. And then I actually have a couple of bits of what is actually maternity clothes, but they're for wearing home, just because these are nice and soft and elasticated ones, so they're not going to rub anything or feel too tight or anything. Okay, I have a couple of towels in the bottom. So I have one really big towel and then one sort of normal size towel. So I have nothing on this side either. So again, if you're planning to take, oh, if you see these lovely apples down the side. Anyway, sorry. If you're planning to take a much more thorough birthing kit, so you are taking your iPod and your camera and your essential oils, what I'm hoping you can see is there's actually quite a lot of pockets going spare that you can use to put all of those in. Okay, I have a couple of flannels, mainly actually for putting in cold water and then sort of having for your forehead. I often get really hot personally when I'm in labour, so that's what those are for. I have in this pocket a load of disposable breast pads. And then finally in this last pocket over here I have underwear. So I have underpants, I have a feeding bra, I have a pair of socks for coming home. So that is my kind of emergency kit. It has a couple of clean pairs of knickers, clean bra and socks, and an outfit for coming home in, towels, pyjamas, pads, slippers, and snacks. Okay, and like I said, then there's space to throw in my wash bag, and there's space for a few other bits and pieces. So that's my kind of essentials for me. What I then have is my Packabe packed up for the newborn. So I think I have nothing in the sides of this one. Okay, so the Packabes, like I said, are an old model. They're really great. They have this strap on the back, which you can either arrange to use for backpack straps, which has gotten a bit twisted. There we go. Or you can actually unclip it entirely and use it as a shoulder bag. You can just shorten that strap right up. So I have mine for a backpack. In the back here, I have a memory foam changing pad. And then it has these 2 magnetic pockets on the front, which are quite handy because the bottom one actually attaches to the top one when you want to get into it. In the front here, I just have a little cardigan that someone made for the baby. Actually, they made that one, I tell a lie. This was made for my eldest. So that's in there, and I think that's everything in the front. And up here, it's slightly randomly sandy and not either of my actual children. In this one, I have a winter hat. It is now sort of heading towards late November. The baby's due the first week of December, so I wanted to make sure I had something really warm for bringing them out of the hospital. I don't know if you can see, but again, if you've not seen a Packabe before, you have the pocket and then you have a couple of mesh pockets on the back, and the same on the top one. You have the actual pocket, then there's a fabric panel pocket and a mesh pocket, and also a zip pocket. So again, I'm not really using the pockets to the max at the moment, but one of the things I love about the Packabe is these two front pockets and what you can do with them. Okay, so the Packabe works really brilliantly when it's vertically packed in general, and that's more or less what I've done this time. So I have a blanket for the baby. I am actually making, knitting a blanket for the baby. Let's see if I can find it. It's on here somewhere. Which has been done in lovely honeycomb yellow. It's not finished yet. If it's finished, I might swap these two blankets over, or I'll put the yellow one in as well. I have a whole stash of eco disposables. There's actually more, but those were the first ones. I have some cotton wool. I have a Drip Drops Quick. You've just seen a video with a Drip Drops Quick. It's not that I'm messing around. I do actually have two of them. So in here I have, we're not sure how big the baby's going to be. My last two were really small, but this one looks big on the scans. So I have a newborn size bodysuit, and I also have a 0 to 3 months. In fact, I have two 0 to 3 months bodysuits. If you can see those. Oh, that was funny. That just glitched. Sorry about that. I have a 0 to 3 month sleep suit, and I have a newborn. Actually, no, sorry, these two aren't newborn. These are up to 1 month sleep suits. And I have a newborn hat and a 0 to 3 months hat. I have a couple of pairs of socks. Those are both 0 to 3 months. I have some scratch mitts, but actually two of those sleep suits have got them built in, so it's just for the other one. And I have a little pair of booties which all of my children have worn, because these were in fact made for my husband when he was born. So little family heirloom. So yeah, so I have clothes in a range of sizes for the newborn. All of this, by the way, was just in that one quick. So again, if you're ever wondering how much you can fit in a quick, it's 3 sleep suits, 3 bodysuits, 2 hats, 2 pairs of socks, and a pair of booties and a pair of scratch mitts. Okay, and that was stacked longwise in here. Then underneath that, I had another big pile of eco disposables. Right along the bottom, I don't know if you can see it there, I have a fleecy pram suit, which I thought I'd put the baby in for in the car going home, because it's not so padded that it would be dangerous in a car seat, but it will keep the baby warm. I have, oh, sorry, an Aiden and Naeus muslin swaddle right along the bottom. And then here you go, you can, oh, I don't know how well you can see. The Packabe inside has 3 big mesh pockets and 1 zip pocket. In the zip pocket I have nothing. In the front mesh pockets I have a huge stack of disposable nappy bags. And I have in the other one, and I might separate these into 2 actually, they're a bit hard to get out. I have a couple of normal muslins. Okay, so those are my kind of bare essentials for me and for the baby. Obviously there's all kinds of other stuff you could add to that. You know, there's all kinds of cute things you might want to take for the baby, like a first toy, like a cuddly thing, what am I thinking of? There's little blankies with a toy head on them. That sounds really creepy, but hopefully you know what I mean. There's all kinds of other bits and pieces that you might want for you, but like I said, because I'm planning a home birth, this is really just my emergency essentials. So all of that was in the Be Prepared and the Packabe, and actually the only things I had inside were one quick and one fuel cell, and I just used the internal storage and the way they pack for everything else. Okay, so I hope that's been helpful for you if you're thinking about packing a hospital bag, or if you're wondering, I see quite often people asking which sort of bags work well in combination and how big you need the bags to be. There was actually space in both of these for more. So obviously you can pack as much or as little as you want for the hospital. Lots of people, actually bizarrely, I overpack for pretty much every other aspect of my life, but I do try to keep my hospital bags to a minimum. So I still had quite a lot of space in there. Okay, so yeah, I said in my last video, the baby's due in a week and a half, and I doubt I'm going to get much more done before then. So I hope those have been useful. I may be out of action until Christmas, so have a lovely Christmas, everyone. And yeah, good luck if you're packing your own hospital bag. Thanks for watching. Bye.